oh boy, Roman Reigns returns, wrestling fans or sports entertainment fans. Actually, I called this Shane McKenna's wrestling fans group. They had a little poll in there. If you're on Facebook and if you want a fun wrestling group, it's literally called Wrestling Fans. There's at least two wrestling fans groups. This is as generic as you can get, no offense. Wrestling Fans. Shane McKenna's group had a poll, kind of an interactive poll, and I did, one of the bonus questions was, will there be a surprise return at SummerSlam? And I wrote in Roman fucking Reigns, and he did return. And this is how I knew this, folks. You got to pay attention, because on one of these WWE shows, one of these, like, oh, the wrestlers or the sports entertainers, you know, are so involved in social media. They had some type of podcast. I don't know who the fucks it was. It could have been Mojo Rawley's. It could have been the Miz's. It could have been some other assholes. Had Roman Reigns as a guest, and they had a little promo of that I saw on the network the other day, probably when I was watching the NXT fucking thing. And so I knew Roman Reigns was headed back. Similarly to when Roddy Piper made a little guest spot or a little pop-in on WWE Confidential. If you remember that show, they had a Roddy Piper interview hyping up the Hulk Hogan Vince McMahon match at WrestleMania, whatever the fuck it was. I guess it was 19. And then lo and behold, Piper comes out with the lead pipe and attacks both guys. So very similar, folks. The WWE can't control them fucking selves. They have someone scheduled for a pay-per-view, and rather than it be a total, hey, I'm talking, rather than it be a total surprise, they have to say, oh, well, Roddy's in the office, just get a promo with him. Oh, he's here for WrestleMania. Or Roman's around, get Roman for a little podcast thing. Because they can't even do anything correctly. But this pay-per-view is pretty good. I've had someone on my fucking chain who's inviting me to his wrestling podcast. Of course, I haven't gotten a formal letter, a handwritten letter or an email or anything, but just this casual invite saying I'll piss on anything WWE. But I'm going to give them some credit. SummerSlam, like I say, if you're doing something else while watching WWE, it's fine background fodder. The problem comes when you put your emotions into this thing. The problem comes when you let it dictate your fucking life, where you feel like you have to analyze every match. I mean, for some of these fucking podcast fucks, and I watch the Wrestle Talk guys, and I watch some of you other assholes out there, but are they giving you any content that you didn't already know? If these two fucks sit around and analyze every goddamn match and give it star ratings or dick in the ass ratings, how does that make your life better? It doesn't. So now I'm going to give you an abridged version of that, just to tell you what I thought of these fucking matches. I don't remember the order of the goddamn matches. I think it started off with Bayley and Asuka. I was a little surprised. I thought Sasha and Asuka would start the show, but instead it was Bayley and Asuka. A good match. You know, Bayley's becoming quite competent, or she's already competent. She seems to be relishing like a fucking relish on a hot dog her fucking heel roll, and I thought she was good in that, and I thought she's getting some Tully Blanchard-esque qualities, and it's been said that Bayley with the bob cut is kind of their version of Tessa Blanchard, and I think you could make a case for that. But Bayley seems, I did like later on her little shtick with the sweeping broom thing. The match was good. I can't remember if it was great. I mean, it was what it was. I was kind of in and out. But Sasha interferes and so forth. And then, you know, probably one of the highlights of this pay-per-view, folks, was the actual Sasha and Bayley promo with the fucking broom, with Bayley waving that fucking broom. I thought that was funny. Once again, Sasha Banks. I mean, I'm not sure. She's got this male seamstress of a husband. No, nothing wrong with that. But, you know, she is looking good these days. I mean, yes, she has some Snoop Dogg qualities in the facial department, but she does seem to be enjoying her role as a heel. She doesn't have Becky hogging up the spotlight anymore. She doesn't, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Charlotte, but it seems like Becky's enjoying her, I'm sorry, whatever the fuck. Sasha's enjoying her goddamn career again, and it seems to be showing in her heel performance. I believe she's something like a Jehovah's Witness or something. If you look into that, folks, it's interesting that she kind of plays this, you know, or she is this athletic woman, the boss, and yet she's this Jehovah Witness, this JW, if that's accurate. I could be fucking wrong, but it's just always been an interesting thing to me if that's accurate. What the fuck else? Was there a goddamn tag team match of some kind? I can't even fucking remember. As far as how the Thunderdome thing worked, it was fine. I mean, look, that's what we have right now, assholes. I mean, you know, I was watching WCW Nitro when Ultimate Warrior came out to challenge Hogan in '98, and compare that feeling of 20,000, 25,000 people, you know, grouping together, and everyone's on each other's bodies, compared to these fucking computer screens. But this is what we have, okay? We have to deal with it. I was wondering if the sound was sweetened. Ryan Satin, to give the fuck credit, although the Ultimate Warrior was obviously disrespected by him. But if you saw Ryan Satin was just marveling and gushing over the WWE producer, talking to these fucks, these Thunderdome fans in their ears, yelling at them, telling them how to cheer and boo, and Ryan Satin was, you know, jerking himself a sandwich about how great it was that they were being produced. Okay, wonderful. Once again, folks, there are no fucking casual fans left. I mean, I've got the Pro Wrestling Intelligenter has been telling me all the industry secrets that I'm sharing with you, but I mean, there are no casual fans left. Then we move forth. We had the fucking Sasha-Asuka match. They have great chemistry, as everyone likes to fucking say. It was a fine match. Sasha, I believe, lost her title, right? I think Asuka won her fucking title. So now we have this horrible situation where poor Sasha has only one belt. Becky has 2 belts. Becky does straps, and now we go to this Payback pay-per-view. Oh, it's coming around right around the corner. My goddamn jazz hands are so excited. What the fuck else happened? Then you had your Randy Orton Drew McIntyre match. Any goddamn opinion on this? It was a good match. I thought Randy would take the belt. He did not. I wouldn't be surprised if he got it at Payback. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew held on to it. I mean, it's not like the WWE title right now. Whoever wins it is going to go on Regis and Kathy Lee. Rest in peace to Regis. There's nowhere for the champion. It's not, I mean, it's just like, even in Kevin Nash's time as Diesel or whoever the fuck, I just don't, I mean, when you have 2 world champions, it's like betting on 2 horses to win the race. It's like having 2 wives. Okay, if you don't like your one wife, go to your other wife. So if you don't like your Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre match, interesting that there was a little blood there. It was a good match. And the backslide, some people were jerking off a sandwich that fucking, and then with a backslide, well, Kerry Von Erich beat Ric Flair with a goddamn backslide. Know your folks, know your history, folks. The Bray Wyatt fucking match with Braun Strowman. I thought the vignette of Braun and fucking Alexa Bliss was pretty good. I do feel that, you know, I don't want to be rude, but all things considered, maybe she ought to go out with him. Maybe she ought to engage with him in real life. I mean, why not? But they do have an interesting dynamic. This Braun Strowman, Alexa Bliss, big and little thing. It is kind of cute. And so on and so forth. I guess she wasn't involved in this fucking match. But it was decent. It was good. A good little brawl. And then, of course, the Fiend or whatever the fuck wins this thing. Some people are just so excited about Bray Wyatt. And then other assholes got upset that Bray Wyatt did some fucking breaking the character once again on some podcast bullshit. So Bray Wyatt can't control himself like none of these fucks can, and did something where he was on some interview and out of character. So what the fuck else did we have? The Fiend gets the fucking title, and then here comes Roman fucking Reigns, all jacked up, big arms, and he's wearing a t-shirt, and he's not wearing his stupid little vest. And I think it's fine. I think it's good. I mean, look, here's a hope, okay? It'll be interesting if they change his fucking music. Will they keep the Roman Reigns same, you know, dun-dun. It is good music for him, but it's a little played out by now. If they even did something where they did a variation, like if you remember those J.J. Maguire or Jimmy Johnson or Jimmy Hart and J.J. Maguire, music intros. Sometimes they mix them up a little bit. They do like the Run DMC version of the DX soundtrack. If they were to do something like that and change the song just a tinge or a lot, like have that same bass line, dun-dun, dun-dun, but change the song, that might be good for Roman. As far as the t-shirt routine, I think it's fine. I just have a dread that we're going to see Roman in his fucking Shield monkey suit tonight, wearing his fucking little vest, and I just think that'd be lame. I think that if they let the guy wear his t-shirt or whatever the fuck, let him be different. Just change him up. People were saying, oh, Roman turned heel. I don't see that at all. He attacked, he gave what's-his-dick, Braun, a spear because he was trying to admonish his buddy for losing. Now, of course, why are fucking Roman and Braun buddies? Because wasn't one of the guys the best man at the other guy's wedding, or they go to Disneyland together, or whatever the fuck? They've just kind of established that in real life these two are boys, they're buddies, they're friends. So now they're kind of merging that into the storyline thing, which happens. We can't expect much from these WWE people. See, that's the thing. I'm trying to explain for 3 years now that we can't expect WWE to actually be a good professional wrestling organization. They're a sports entertainment league, and they kind of just go with the wind. Like, oh, fucking, Instagram's popular. They did, what was it called? Hype or Yelp or something? Not Yelp, some other god did. They had their own social media thing for a while. So they're not trend setters anymore. WWE as a whole, they're trend followers. Okay? So, what the fuck else? Was it a good show? It was fine. I mean, it was background fucking fodder. I mean, I sit there and I've got the WWE on one screen and I've got I'm doing my computer bullshit on another screen. I'm telling you people, do not give WWE your full attention. If you must watch, put it on, but do so